The first dance is often the most special part of the day for many couples. I met with John Kidd, chairman of the South East Disco Association, who told me more about what to consider when booking this aspect of your day. Well, thanks for meeting with me today, John. Now, obviously, a DJ is a huge consideration when booking your reception. What sorts of things should a bride and groom be thinking about when planning their DJ?
Mainly, first and foremost, is whether the DJ is covered by pack testing and public liability insurance.
Right.
So make sure that first that they're safe and that they're covered for doing the event. Backup is crucial.
Yeah.
So that you don't get a bride in a white dress in the yellow pages.
Yes.
To stop so there's any situation where someone's not going to arrive. So following on from that, what sort of DJ do you want? From the dance music discos, a lot of family parties, you need to have a selection of everything from the 50s right up to date.
Yeah.
So to be able to play every different type of music, or the music that's required. We had an Indian bride recently.
Yeah.
So can we play their sort of music that they want for their function? So.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned pack testing just now. That's not something I've come across before. What exactly is that? You're
looking at portable appliance testing.
Right.
All of this equipment should be tested once a year. It's a legal requirement for the DJs to have it done. Nowadays, a lot of the venues that we work at are asking to see our certificates to make sure that for their sake and their insurance and for our sakes, everything is safe and capable of being used properly on the night.
Now, obviously, you mentioned a backup. Anything could go wrong on the day. How can I take steps to ensure that a DJ will be at my event, just in case anything goes wrong with the one I've booked?
The easiest way for total peace of mind is to look at agencies.
Right.
Every disco that's out there in the yellow pages, they're all one-man bands.
Right.
They work for themselves, they're all self-employed, they have their own vans, their own equipment. If the worst would happen, DJ has an accident on the way to the venue. We've had scenarios where a van caught fire on the way to a function. If you're booked through an agency that's reputable, they will have a backup process. They will have every safeguard in place that will allow you the total peace of mind. Hopefully, by the time your function is finished, you won't have realised the disco's been changed. If it's done properly through a decent agent, you'll turn up, the disco will be there in place, or you'll get a quiet phone call during the day saying your disco's been changed because of this reason, but you've got such and such who will be able to carry it out for you. That disco, because it's been booked properly, will know if you put any special requirements in place. He'll know your first dance. You won't be explaining things that part of the evening. So it takes the risk out of that disco not having what you wanted. So your event will just continue as normal.
How long in advance should a bride and groom book their DJ?
Generally, with all weddings, you're booking 2 or 3 years in advance. So a year before the wedding, before the function date, is the best thing to look at. Gives you the choice of DJ. If they're not available, they can recommend people, and it gives you a chance to get to know who you've got.
Yeah.
At any point, whoever it be booked through, whether it's direct through the hotel or direct to the client, being able to talk to your DJ, understand what they're saying to you, and get to know them. The more the DJ can know you before the function, the more personal it'll actually be to what you're doing and how you want your evening to be.
And how close to the day would I say talk with the DJ about things like first dance choices and music content?
Generally, depending on how varied the disco is going to be. If the standard wedding will just be a first dance and general music through the evening. So in that scenario, 2 or 3 weeks. If you're looking for something strange and unusual, whether it be a foreign aspect coming in, 150 Irish people, it's great to know about on a wedding, anything that could be challenging or different for the DJ, the earlier you talk to them, the better. And then you can either structure that he'll actually go and find the music, learn how to do something, or gather information back from you on what you're looking at.
Now, what if I have an additional aspect to my reception, such as a singer? Would that be something I'd need to talk to my DJ about?
Absolutely. The DJ will be the master of ceremonies for the evening. So from the time the meal finishes, he will conduct the whole of the evening for you.
Right.
If there's a singer as well, a space where they're both going to set up, whether by talking to the singer, if the DJ talks to the singer, they can use the same equipment, they can help each other out on the stage. When a thing's going to be done on the night. So the earlier, really, the two can contact each other and deal together as professionals, the better it goes. So, plus it gives you peace of mind that it's all being dealt with for you on your wedding day. So.
Would it be possible for me to come and see examples of your work and DJing prior to the actual event?
Yep. The further in advance you book a disco, the more chances are to actually go and see them. The DJ will have to make sure that the event that he's doing, you can actually come along to.
Right.
Because it is a private function. A lot of, if you can book prior to a Christmas, the Christmas runs DJs are doing is a lot easier to get people into.
Yeah.
The thing to bear in mind mainly is the DJ might not be doing what you're thinking you want him to do on the night. If it's a Christmas function, it's entirely different from a wedding. There might be a special part of the wedding that he's doing that you don't like.
Right.
The DJ will be able to adapt to your actual needs. So it's a case of once you see him, then talk to him about what he's done on that night, what you liked, what you didn't like, and then he can really put your mind at rest in many ways to what he's been doing.
And would it be possible for me to obtain references for you to speak to past couples who've had you DJ at their wedding?
A lot of our bride and grooms are happy to. They either send letters to us if we've done a good night. We often, we often get a letter through, or we do have some that are prepared to actually talk to people from that. Yes.
Now, once I've booked my DJ, is a contract drawn up between us to assure that everything we've agreed will happen?
Yeah. Certainly myself, and a good DJ should always issue a contract. It's a main criteria. It helps protects the DJ from you as well as you against him.
Right.
If anything goes wrong between either two party, then there's something in writing. It's a safeguard. Also, check the terms and conditions. If you're not happy with any of the terms and conditions, talk back to them, because they're actually quite nice people, us DJs. We will try and look after the event. We'll explain what we're doing and why we do things. So the contract is the best way to move forward.
And are there any regulatory bodies that I might be able to get advice on when booking a DJ?
Yeah, there are many disco associations. I'm the chairman of the South East Disco Association. There's also a national association. What they do on your behalf is govern and give criteria that the DJs need to come up to, standards.
Right.
That helps you with a bit of peace of mind. Also, the variation you can get with the discos, you can see a lot more. If you speak to a member, they will advise you who they can go to. Somebody, if you want a 40s night, they'll give you a DJ that can do 40s music. And the variations from that. So, yeah, the associations are out there and they're very useful.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time tonight, and best of luck with the event.
Should be fun. Thank you.
When booking your DJ, ensure they have adequate PAT testing and liability insurance. Ask about their backup policy. Try and let them know your first dance around about a month ahead of time. And if you wish, inquire about seeing your DJ in action.